welcome to the stage our next performer. Honored to have him back, the one and only David Feinberg. Let's get him on out here.
All right. I know it's probably not good to start a show bragging, but I'm going to do it anyways. I was just diagnosed with depression and anxiety disorder. Woo! How about it? High five. Thank you. Yeah. And I told my parents, who are 80 years old, and that was interesting. So I said, listen, I'm going through some stuff, and I've been diagnosed with anxiety and depression disorder. And they didn't really know what to make of it. And my dad's like, is that a pronoun thing? I said, no. And my mom's like, no, if it is, it's okay, because we love you and support you. Or them. I said, no, Mom, it's not that. I just have some shit I got to work out. And my dad finally listens to me and goes, so are you crazy? I'm like, no, I'm not crazy. I just need stuff to work out. And as I'm talking, then the blame game starts. My dad turns to my mom and says, it's your fault he's a whack job. Your whole fucking family's crazy. I never should have married you if I knew that my son would be a wackadoodle. I'm like, Dad, no, I'm not a wackadoodle. And then my mom has to pipe in, no, he's crazy because of the food. It's the chemicals they put in the food. I'm the one that wanted to feed him organic stuff, but you're the one that always took him to Arby's because they have the meats. It's like, that's why he's crazy. That's why he's a lunatic. And I said, living in this house for as long as I have, I think I realize now why I am crazy. So I started taking meds. Anybody here on meds? Oh, good. I feel better about myself now. And I've noticed I'm crying a lot lately. The problem is I'm not crying when I should be crying. And when I should be crying, I'm not crying, okay? Every Tuesday, this is the absolute highlight of my week, I get the email from Ralph's to find out the preview of what's on sale that week. It's like the fucking highlight of my life. So, it's real. I'm not making that up. I love it. So I'm looking at the ad, and my wife comes in completely distraught. And I said, honey, what's wrong? She said, my boss, and she's crying, her boss, his wife, and she's very close to them, was just diagnosed with cancer, and she doesn't know if she's gonna make it. She's crying. Now I'm crying. But I'm not crying because of her boss. I'm crying because Honeycrisp apples are on sale. Those are good apples, right? Fucking best, right? And I have kids. Anybody else? I feel some of you guys have kids, right? I have a 15-year-old son, a 14-year-old daughter. I think I could speak for most parents. I fucking hate my kids, right? They suck the fucking life and money out of my wife and I. They're awful. Yet, I cry now. I was watching my son play tennis, crying. Watching my daughter play soccer, crying. It's warm-ups. It's just warm-ups. Like, I have to walk away because I'm crying so much. And those animal videos on TikTok, did you guys watch those? Oh my God, I can't, right? So I was watching one the other day. A deer and a bear got together, and they're like best friends now. And I'm sobbing uncontrollably. The only problem was I was at the checkout line at Ralph's buying the Honeycrisp apples. It's awful. It's really awful. Yet when I should be crying, I'm not crying. All the stuff that's going on in the world right now, not crying. My daughter just graduated from middle school, right? All the other parents, crying, me, nothing. My grandma was just in hospice and unfortunately passed away. Nothing. But I did cry at her funeral. I don't want you guys to think I'm a monster because I was watching animal videos on TikTok on my phone. Oh, God. So what makes me laugh most about the medicine I'm on are the side effects, right? Do you guys ever notice the side effects are the exact opposites, right? You either have insomnia or sleepiness, constipation or diarrhea, suicidal thoughts or euphoria. So basically the side effects are my life. Like that are the side effects. And if you guys know this, for those of you on the meds, one of the side effects is loss of libido, right? And inability to orgasm. That's not funny. You shouldn't laugh at that. It's not funny. But, and this is a big but, it doesn't say, or horny as hell and fuck like a porn star. That part it doesn't say. So recently I was watching the movie Grease. You guys know Grease? Okay. Okay, great movie, right? Okay, so, and then that night, my wife calls me in the room. She said, honey, the kids are sleeping. Let's do a little struppy, right? So I've been married. We just celebrated our 16-year wedding anniversary, right? Thank you. Yeah, I think we're getting kind of serious. Yes, she might be the one. So when you've been married for as long as we have, and I'm sure the younger people back here can relate, right? I don't care how long you've been married for, and if you're on meds or not, your mind starts to fucking wander, right? So we start doing the shtup, and nothing is working down there. Nothing. And I'm freaking out because I don't know if it's the medicine. I don't know what is going on. Now, most men like to boast about how good they are in bed, right, ladies? Yeah. Thank you. Like, you look like you're good in bed, right? You're probably good, right? Okay. I'm not. I'm terrible, right? I'm awful. And it's okay. I don't mind. My wife does, but I don't. So we're making whoop, and nothing is working down there, and I'm freaking out because I don't want her to be subconscious. I don't have some medicine. I don't know what's going on. So I started thinking about the movie Grease. And remember at the end, when Danny comes out, he's walking like this, he's wearing the Letterman sweater, and because he wants to get Sandy, and she comes out in the leather jacket, and he looks at her and goes, Sandy! And she goes, tell me about it, stud. You guys remember that scene? So that scene now is playing out in my head. And guess what? Everything starts working again. It was amazing. It's going. And then I keep replaying that scene, and all of a sudden, when it goes up again, I scream, Sandy! And I'm going, and I got my mojo back, and the only problem is my wife's name is Michelle. So that stops that. Just screeching halt. So she says, did you just call me Sandy? And I said, no. And she said, you just said Sandy. And I said, oh, I wasn't talking to you. And she looked at me and she's like, who are you talking to? I'm like, Kanicki, right? Kanicki's from Greece, I'll just talk about it, right? So, anyhow, so I said, the doctor warned me that this was gonna happen. He said really weird shit's gonna happen, and just because you're on this medicine, that kind of stuff is gonna happen. And she looks at me and she goes, so you're trying to tell me that the doctor said that during sex, you're gonna think of 70s musicals, and you're gonna shout out characters' names? I said, yes, he definitely warned me that. Isn't that amazing? Some men, they think of porn, I think of 70s musicals, right? Whatever works. So now my wife is upset, and I said, honey, you have nothing to worry about. You know why? Because I'm hopelessly devoted to you. Yeah, that was sweet, right? It didn't work, but it was sweet, so. It's funny, when I talk about this, a lot of people say to me, you know what? You're making fun of mental health. And you know what? It's the exact opposite. I'm not making fun of mental health. I'm dealing with mental health. You know why? Because you have two choices in life. You can either laugh or you can cry. And God knows I've done enough crying, so now I'm choosing to laugh. Right? So I encourage all of you, if anybody is going through some stuff, please get help, man, because you know what? There is stuff out there and you can get the help you need. And if I can leave you on anything, I just please take this as advice. If you guys are ever thinking or ever need advice, just remember one thing. Grease is the word. All right, thank you guys. You've been great. Thank you.
Oh my God.